And at this time, it's Ms. Frances Evans.
Just say it myself.
You can come up here, that's fine.
Okay, well, I need to give this to the board first. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. As you know, I am Frances Darlene Lee Evans. I hope everybody can hear me. But the community and I are here because of some questions after reading a public article stating that after a lengthy closed session to take possible action regarding an extension or increase of the superintendent's contract. The motion being tabled has raised some concerns. The main concern is that we want to ensure that the superintendent is not being treated any differently than previous superintendents.
Amen.
As board members, each of you have ethical duties to uphold according to the local school board policy, BBF. Board members' ethics such as being fair, just, and impartial in all decisions and actions. Also, a very important ethical duty is that you will base your decisions on facts rather than supposition, opinion, or public favor. The current superintendent and all of her family are graduates of Dangerfield Lone Star ISD.
Amen.
She has taught at Dangerfield for 14 years, principal for 14 years,
Yes.
completed her superintendent certification in 2010. She applied for an open position as superintendent. She was named the lone finalist and given a 21-day waiting period by the board. Officially, she was hired on May the 20th of 2022 by the board. Certainly, the decision was made from her leadership qualities and not by being browbeaten.
Right.
The community and I would like these questions answered at the next board meeting during open session.
Right.
Why did the board only consider giving a one-year contract, yet consented to a 2-year contract, but why not give her 3 as other superintendents? Why didn't the superintendent have hiring rights this summer as previous superintendents? Why does a certain principal have direct contact with the board? The community feels
Yeah.
that this is causing some board members to show favor towards that principal.
Yeah, it is.
What was the reason the newly hired superintendent contract was tabled? There was a motion at the last board meeting to table voting of the extension of the superintendent's contract. So when will this be readdressed? The community wants to remind the board that they are to avoid personal involvements in activities the board has delegated to the superintendent. The community is asking at the time of renewal or extension of the contract is addressed, there will be no stipulations attached. We want to ensure that the superintendent can make overall decisions to hire according to needs and the budget of the district.
Amen.
Lastly, we can clearly see that the superintendent is a well-qualified leader. And we are not trying to make this a racial situation as it has been stated.
Yes.
Not yet.
Next, we have Ms. Tracy Franklin.
Well, she said everything that I was thinking. I just asked for fairness, and I feel like she's a good person. The superintendent that we have now, she's fair. She loves the Lord.
Yeah.
She's a good person. We just ask for fairness.
Hey.
Joe Austin. Mr. Joe Austin.
You know, everything that she said was like what I've written down myself. But anyway, I'd like to thank everyone for giving me the opportunity to speak. My name is Joe Austin Sr. And it's like the Melissa, Neil, James, Scott, Kelly, Randy, Joe, my son. 40 years ago, this year, I was elected to the school board here in Daingerfield. I served about 10 years on the school board. We had our ups and downs, but one thing we always try to do is do what was right. Remember, right is always the right thing to do. I noticed in the Omaha and Naples School, Hughes Springs School, here seem like we have more problems than they have there. And Randy and Scott, y'all remember how we used to solve problems at Lone Star Steel? We used to start with the problem and go backwards to find out what is the root cause of the problem. Okay, some of you have problems with Mrs. Lewis. I think that some of you do. But let's look at this. Miss Lewis, let's look at her qualifications. She's been in the school system for over 30 years. She's been a principal. She have had a certification to be superintendent for over 10. Over 10 years. We're going to get down to the root cause of the problem now. Now remember, I think everybody can agree that she's qualified for the position that she's holding. When y'all would agree to that? Yes. Now let's look at the root cause of the problem. Okay. The root cause of the problem, and Scott and Randy know how we used to do this at Lone Star. We start and go back. The root cause of the problem is, now let me say this first. Hughes Springs, Omaha, and Naples, they have, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, they have a female superintendent. And we have a female superintendent here. Okay, the root cause of the problem is she's a female and she's black.
That's it.
That's the bottom line. You might not want to accept that, but that's it. But you gotta remember, God loves all of us. And we should be very proud of who we are. It doesn't matter what race we are. It doesn't matter. I'd like to thank y'all for listening to me. Thank you. Give me a call sometime.
Thank you, Mr. Austin. Next we have Don Darrell Martin.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to trust that based on what that young lady said, or based on what Joe said, I really don't have to say anything. I just want to say this. I'm going to trust that this board, I have no confidence in this board, that there's no way they cannot do right by Ms. Lisa based on what they heard tonight.
Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Next we have Ms. Beverly Austin.
I'm here. Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm here. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for affording me this time. My name is Beverly Austin, and I have been a resident of Daingerfield for the past 14 years. I have been a public servant here for the past 12 years, and I presently sit on the Daingerfield Economic Development Commission. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to speak. I am here to talk just 3 minutes about progress, the progress that we are making in our community, and how Daingerfield ISD plays a very important role in that progress. First, I would like to commend our superintendent. We support her. We think she's very qualified for this, and thank you all for bringing that point up earlier. I'd like to commend the teachers, the parents, the families, the students, and the school board for your progress, because we are all going to make our school district awesome. But to continue to make progress in our community, I'd like to make a recommendation. Can we form partnerships? The reason is a partnership is like the human body. In order for a body to function well, it needs a head, it needs arms, you need legs, and you need feet. These parts are partnering with each other so the whole body can work. And just like your body, a community government needs all its parts to work. Our community government is a system. It's a system of partnerships. First, we have the county government, we have the county commissioners, we have city management, we have city council, we have our mayor, we have chambers, we have the business community, we have Dangerfield ISD, we have economic development, and we have our residents. So our school administration is a part of a system. Just one part. You're one part, but you're a very important part. From an economic development perspective, I would like to see our school administration to continue to progress so employers want to relocate here. Why? Because Dangerfield needs jobs. We need jobs. And what do employers look for? They look for safe places to live, to eat, to recreate, good homes, and especially good schools. Your role is most important. We all want our schools and the students to excel, to function well. In looking at the Dangerfield website, I found that all of the schools have an effective improvement plan and a family and parent engagement policy. This is progress. Not only are our schools making progress, but so is our county and city governments. We are not standing still. We are all moving in the right direction. So let's keep going. Our community is changing.
I'm sorry. Neil just said it's been 3
Okay, okay. Our community is changing. I understand that some of you are might not be comfortable with change, but change is necessary. And I would like for you all to consider that change is not a bad thing, and to can keep going and keep progressing. Thank you.
Again, thank you, Ms. Austin.
You're welcome.
Next on our list is Ms. Bonnie Peters.
I didn't sign up to speak, but I will. Well, good evening to everyone. I stand before you all. It's good to see so many out in support of our school system. Give yourself a hand. And don't let this be the last time. I know we're all here in support of Miss Lisa Lewis, which I've known her all my life. A fair lady. Education is her #1 goal. At West Elementary, she was always concerned as a principal about the kids learning something every day. The same thing with the entire school system. She wants the school system to function well. And to function well, we all have to function together. When we function apart, things fall apart. The foundation has to stand. My kids graduated from Dangerfield Lone Star ISD, and I'm very proud. I have one that's in Seaman in Massachusetts, one that works for the airline in Dallas, Texas, and my daughter, she works for H.L. Hunt. All products of Dangerfield Lone Star ISD. And Miss Lisa Lewis had a hand in that. Not only in my kids, all you all around here. So I just asked the board to come together and agree. Whatever the dissension is, come together on it. I'm proud of Lone Star. ISD. Everywhere I go, I brag about it. But don't let this be all over the newspapers. Unfairness toward our superintendent. It's always good to do the right thing.
Thank you, Ms. Monty. Next, we have Connie R. Johnson.
Everybody, good tonight. I am a visitor, but I would like to say that in my years that I have worked in education, I have been on every campus in this school district, every campus. And I met several of the teachers because I worked with them. I want to say Miss Lisa Lewis, I saw Miss Lisa Lewis at Region 8 every time I turned around. She was walking in that door, just as graceful and beautiful, to learn something else to bring back to the school district. And I mean, all the time, I was proud to see her. You know, she was quiet, and I'm gonna tell you, smart people, they don't rattle off. Smart people, they have it up here. They don't try to just dish it out and let you know how smart they are. It takes a lot to become a superintendent. There is so much you have to go through. You have to have a brain. You have to be brilliant, and you have to be able to take a lot, because you got to satisfy everybody, the school district, the students, the parents. You got so much you got to deal with, and I have not heard one iota of anything that was negative about this place. I want to say this. I knew Miss Judy Collins, worked with her. I knew Miss Quarles. I worked with her. Now you got Miss Lisa Lewis. This is Black History Month. And you will take this money and say, we're gonna. But like I said, then you hired her during COVID. That's been a terrible time to be employed anywhere. You know, because the kids are having trouble, the teachers are having trouble, everybody's in a dilemma. So this is not the time to just say, oh, I'm gonna drop her. No, just drop her. You don't drop nobody like that. That's a lady. And you know what? She's given everything to this school. And lift her up. You don't do people like that. I just heard what they said. You can come in and it must have been only one qualified. So she was qualified. If I were in this, if you hired her then and she was qualified, she's still qualified. But you need to pick that up too. And see, I have mother. My mother, they called her Grandma Dynamite, and I got a little bit of that in me. But I'm a third generation educator, and I want to stand here, and I want to speak for Miss Lisa Lewis in this district. And when I came to Texas, the first thing I heard about was Dangerfield. Dangerfield. I wasn't even living here, but all I heard was Dangerfield. And I said, Dangerfield, that's a terrible name.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, we have Tristan Mason.
I ain't gonna do too much. Hello, good evening. My name is Tristan Mason. I just want to come and speak on doing what's right. Right is right, and right is always going to be right, no matter the color, the race, the gender. Doing what's right has to come first. The heart of our community is trust. Some of us, we drink coffee together, we shop at Brookshires together, we go to church together. And the way we make a community and work the best it can be is trusting each other. This board was put together and we trust you guys to do what's right in our community. We trust you to be an example. We trust you to lead in the right direction. Now, when it comes to it, it doesn't matter color or race to me. Do what's right towards people. If you got a job, you want the right to try to make a change. You should come in where people are already against you from the beginning. When it comes to it, we have to be just in all that we do, and we have to represent the community. This is a community of people who are trusting in the school board to do what's right for their baby. That's right. They are trusting that every opportunity and everything you do is to promote education, wellness, and doing what's right. So all I want to say is, no matter what goes on, in your heart, look back at your heart. Look inside of you. Ask yourself, are you doing what's right towards the community? And are you looking at what's best for the community and not what's best for you?
Finally, we have Miss Tammy Sharp.
Hello, everybody. I'm here on behalf of Ms. Lewis, as well as everyone else that are concerned about what's going on here at Dangerfield. One of the questions that I asked myself, and I want to ask to the board, why? How have we came to this point to where we do not want to renew her contract? What is it that she has done so bad that warrants that she cannot come back, or y'all don't want her back? Right. And so my question also to you is this, who have you already predestined to take her position? It's already made up on who you want to put in the position. That means that you don't want her in the current position. So I'm still going to put it like this right here. It boils down to where it's a black and white thing. She is a woman of color. First black woman to be a superintendent here. And now y'all want to go ahead and uproot her up out of her position. Why? Is my question. Why do you want to do that? What has she done? I feel like the community needs to know what it is that she has done in order for y'all. I've been knowing her for a long time. And as someone spoken earlier, I have never heard any negative thing said about Ms. Lewis. I do know that she's a person that cares, she's loved, and she wants what's best for this community. She wants what's best for the students that are here at Dangerfield Lone Star Independent School District. I have had children to come in up under her. I even got a grandbaby that has came in up under her. And so my thing is that if she was good for all the other positions in this district, why is she not? I want some answers. And I think the community demands those questions to be answered. We want to know what's going on.